starting in the NFL for the first time. Of course he's going to make a few bad decisions. Of course he's going to make a few bad throws. The guy just rallied you back from the biggest fourth quarter deficit in franchise history a few weeks ago against the Saints with, again, a bunch of wide receivers and tight ends who didn't know what they're doing and no running backs. And A.J. Dillon played better, by the way. I thought A.J. Dillon, I've been critical of him. A.J. Dillon ran the ball on Monday night. Let's give him a little credit. Kyle, were you willing to give A.J. Dillon a little credit?
No, I have no beef with A.J. Dillon. He looked like a backup running back for the first time in almost 2 seasons.
Yep.
So congratulations to him for running hard and staying on his feet.
Yep.
That's
what
the
I'm
least
saying.
he could do in that
He
game.
finished moving forward. Like he ran the ball the way we'd expect him to run the ball. Now, once you get Aaron Jones back, that should make life a lot easier for, wow. By the way, the Tennessee Titans have had no offense the entire day. The Baltimore Ravens have had to settle for 4 field goals. So they lead 18-3. So third quarter in London, the Ravens are theoretically blowing out the Tennessee Titans. King Henry has been held to less than nothing running the ball. The offense has been a total nothing for the Tennessee Titans. And then all it takes is one play, a nice little well-designed option play where Derrick Henry is in at quarterback. He fakes a reverse, takes the ball himself, and goes 64 yards. 64-yard run for Derrick Henry puts the Titans in scoring range, down 18-3, 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. They now have 2nd and goal for the Tennessee Titans. They have a chance to score a touchdown, which would, ultimately put them, I would assume they'd go for 2 on this first one and try to cut it to 18-11. So we'll keep you updated on that. There is the last of the London games. We've really enjoyed having those games going while we're on the air here. So it'll be fun to see if the Titans, who have done absolutely nothing to this point, are able to get back in the mix. Because when we continue with Jason Wilde, we'll let you know what happens next as the Titans have 3rd and goal after an incomplete pass to DeAndre Hopkins. Titans have 3rd and goal, down 2 scores against the Ravens. 9:32 to go in the third quarter. Jason Wilde to talk Jordan Love with us. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We all have someone we know or love that has been affected by some form of cancer.
No matter how well you love and support them and try to be there for them, you can never really know what a person is feeling after hearing the words, "You have breast cancer."
Only another person that has been through this experience can really understand what it feels like.
ABCD, After Breast Cancer Diagnosis, is a Milwaukee-based organization known around the world.
When someone calls ABCD, they are matched with a mentor who is a breast cancer survivor of similar age and has the same type of breast cancer, who can provide hope when people need it the most.
Kessler's is excited to announce that we've designed 3 new Hope pendants to honor breast cancer patients, survivors, thrivers, and caregivers.
100% of the net proceeds, along with an additional donation from Kessler's, will support ABCD when you purchase the symbol of hope.
You can find a link with more information about ABCD, along with all 3 modern designs starting at just $75 in sterling silver and $598 in gold, online at KesslersDiamonds.com.
The pandemic is over, but COVID-19 is here to stay. In fact, it's still among the top 5 leading causes of death in the U.S., just after heart disease and cancer. So this fall, stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna.
O'Reilly. Get ultimate durability and extreme weather performance with Rain-X Advantage wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase a pair of Rain-X Advantage wiper blades and save $10, plus get 2 times O Rewards points. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Congratulations are in order for Cedar Ridge Distillery's original 86 bourbon, the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for a third straight year, making a home in Wisconsin. Ben Bruss here to tell you more about Cedar Ridge Distillery's bourbon and whiskey. Aged in non-climate control rickhouses, the Midwest weather means Cedar Ridge products go through all the temperature swings. That means unique flavors. So it makes sense that the Quintessential is one of the highest awarded American single malts. Trust me, each bottle of Cedar Ridge is handcrafted with that Midwest feel. Learn more about their award-winning products at cedarridgedistillery.com.
A bank that goes the extra yard? You got it. Show your love for the green and gold with Packers checking only from Associated Bank. Make every transaction a touchdown with your Packers debit MasterCard. And when you use it at the Packers Pro Shop, at the stadium, or online, you'll get 10% off. Associated Bank's Packers checking scores the home field advantage by delivering Midwest-based customer care, outstanding value, and more. Get in the game and learn more today at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people with different political views and life experiences are coming together through the power of conversation, and it feels good. Hear more at lovehasnolabels.com/one-small-step. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
You've probably heard about employee stock ownership plans before, but what separates Fifth Third Bank from others when it comes to these plans? Fifth Third offers unmatched expertise and flexibility when creating ESOP solutions. From full and partial sales, second stage transactions, repurchase obligation financing, and seller note refinancing, ESOPs can offer tax advantages, increased liquidity, employee incentives, and overall diversification of net worth to help your company plan for the future. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
I'm chosen, I'm so heartless, so heartless. I ain't know my age, he was 16, they killed it Dave. Mine in a rage, I'm way too young to feel his pain. I ain't know how to fade, but I dove in cause I'm a man. I love that girl to death.
Jason Wilde is brought to you by Boucher Automotive, where we ride with you every mile. 18 dealerships, 15 brands, and thousands of vehicles in stock. Check them out at Boucher.com.
I cannot hold on without you on side of me. I never knew this.
Tennessee Titans settle for a field goal after second and third down passes to DeAndre Hopkins go incomplete. The third down pass viewed uncatchable after a pass interference. So Tennessee, Nick Folk kicks the field goal. Ravens lead 18-6. Ravens with the ball, 9:24 to go in the third quarter. We bring in Jason Wilde, who today wrote about the very topic. Well, I guess he wrote yesterday and probably throughout the week about the very topic we are discussing. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Craig. How are you?
I'm good, Jason. It was like you may have said it. If you said it once, you said it somewhere between 6,000 and 7,000 times during the offseason, that at some point the inexperience of the Packers wide receivers and tight ends would cost them a game or two because of what they would do and what they wouldn't do late in the game. And Jordan Love is getting killed this week, and everyone's jumping off the Jordan Love bandwagon, and you and Aaron Rodgers and everybody else is having to come to his defense. But I would argue that that was the exact thing that you had warned us of the entire offseason. And, you know, Dobbs drops the pass on first down, not a great throw on second down. Watson doesn't do what he should do when Love makes a bad throw, which he did make a bad throw and a bad choice on third down, but Watson didn't do what he should do. And that's why we're sitting here killing Jordan Love all week.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Craig, I really appreciate that because it has been really frustrating for me this season. And I know I told you this, I've told everybody this. This season, I was really looking forward to this season more than any other because it was so unknown and it was so new and different. You know, not that we take it for granted, but I think we did, that when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback, you're always in the conversation. You're always a contender. And I didn't know for certain what was going to happen this year. I had my ideas. But, I spent training camp trying to be realistic about Jordan Love and getting killed on social media and on our talk and text line and on the show by callers that I wasn't positive enough. And now I look at the responses after posting that story on social media, and I'm not being negative enough about him. And to me, that kind of underscores what we're talking about here, is that this is the life of a young quarterback who, on top of being inexperienced himself, is surrounded by inexperience. Again, 9 players, 3 tight ends, 6 wide receivers. 6 of the 9 are rookies. The other 3 are second-year players. Josiah DeGuara, depending on how you want to consider him, I think he's a fullback, but if you want to consider him a tight end, he is their only player in those 2 pass-catching groups that has more than a year of experience in the NFL.
And it's funny you say that, Jason, because he actually is all of a sudden starting to look competent. And so you wonder if there's something to the idea that experience actually may matter in the NFL.
And look, I get it. I understand, fans get frustrated. They don't have a direct line to Goody or LaFleur. So I understand that's part of this deal. I do get that. My point to those fans, whether they were the ones who were mad at my measured assessment of Love throughout camp on Wilde and Tausch and on all the shows I appear on and when I write, or whether it's now trying to be the calming voice of reason, say, look, this is what happens with inexperienced quarterbacks. Either way, my message to them is, look, this is not the final answer for him. Now, they may be right. The folks that thought after Chicago that he's going to be a really good player, that could still be the case. And the folks that think now he's being exposed and he's not a very good player, that could still be the case. But we just don't know. And my issue with all of this, and I told you this months ago, I understand Goody's philosophy. I do. He loves the idea of all these young guys growing together. I get it. But when you don't have anyone, and Brian Bulaga, who has been a fantastic addition to our ESPN Wisconsin team, was so good on our show explaining this, about how when he was a rookie, when he came in, he had Mark Tauscher in his 11th year, and he had Chad Clifton in his 11th year to teach a 20-year-old rookie first-round pick the ropes of playing tackle in the NFL. And while James Campen is a terrific offensive line coach, and his career would indicate that he really knows what he's doing, even Brian said you learn even more from the guys who do it every day. And they don't have anyone setting that example in the tight end room or in the wide receiver room to the degree that Tausch and Cliffy could for Brian Bulaga. And then how Brian Bulaga could do that years later for the David Bakhtiaris of the world and the Corey Linsleys of the world. And so I just think that while Goody's thought process of, hey, these guys can all grow together and we can be pretty damn good in 24, 25, 26, isn't flawed, in the short term, this is the price you pay.
Yeah, well, Jason, now got to update you on what's going on in London, because Lamar Jackson overthrows a pass picked off by the Titans. Titans then get just a brutal, unnecessary roughness, unsportsmanlike penalty that included an ejection on a pass to Chris Moore, the former Ravens receiver. The Titans move down, and then on the next play, Derrick Henry goes in for a touchdown. So all of a sudden, what seemed like a blowout after the 15-yard Derrick Henry touchdown and extra point is now an 18-13 one-score game. Ravens will be getting the kickoff, 8:24 to go in the third quarter. So, Jason, when we think about Jordan Love, all of those things we knew, but to me, we didn't know Aaron Jones was going to be out. We didn't know the tackles were going to be out. So to me, I'm with you. Jordan Love has actually outperformed my expectations given his situation. And that's the last thing anyone wants to hear. But I think, like, how could we not take into consideration that now there's also no productivity coming from the backfield and you're cobbling together an offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, when we're talking about young players, even though both Tausch and Bulaga love Zach Tom as the right tackle, and those are two great right tackles in their own right, Zach Tom's a second-year player. He ain't perfect. He's not a finished product. So now you're talking about, in addition to all those other skill position players we just finished talking about, your starting right tackle and your starting left tackle are both second-year players. And Rasheed Walker's extent of experience before this season was 4 special team snaps last year. He didn't even play on offense. And so now you take Bakhtiari out of the equation, which the whole reason for keeping him is the one old guy. I mean, you didn't even keep your old punter. The reason for keeping him was to make the things easier for your first-year starter at quarterback so he didn't have to worry about his blind side. He had him for one game. To me, the level of difference maker that Aaron Jones is, I think they win the Atlanta game and they win the Raiders game with Jordan Love playing exactly the same. And so that now suddenly you're 4-1 instead of 2-3. And while you're frustrated with Jordan Love throwing 3 picks in a game that you only won 20-17 or whatever it might be.
No, he wouldn't have thrown 3 picks. I mean, that's the point.
Yeah, probably not. But I'm saying even if he did, I think they could still win the game, right? Because they had the ball at the end of the game with a chance to go score a touchdown and win, even without Aaron Jones. And they had the ball in his hand at the end of the Atlanta game without Aaron Jones, and all they needed was a field goal. And it was 0 for 6 in the fourth quarter and 0 for 4 on the final drive, where all they needed to do was get in field goal position. So my point is even for argument's sake, he's putting up the exact same numbers, I think they're able to win those games. And so while you can look at him and go, well, he's not really playing all that well, and it looks like defenses, now that they have film on him, have figured out how to defend him, and those things can all be true, and now it's on him and the coaches to figure out the counter moves because teams have film on him, and that's their responsibility. They'd still be sitting there with a 4-1 record, and we'd be like, yeah, he's had some growing pains, but holy cow, they're 4-1. And instead, they're sitting at 2-3. I mean, if they lose to Denver, coming off of a bye, given how bad Denver is, I told Jesse and Tausch, I'm not sure I want to come to work on Monday because it's going to be really, really frustrated Packers fans then talking about that game. I will come to work, but again,
Kyle, what will you be feeling if they lose to the Broncos? Kyle, if they lose to the Broncos, what will you be feeling?
Disappointed, upset, a little lost, and confidence will be pretty low on
the
team.
Will you give up hope? Will you give up hope?
I will not give up hope because I'm optimistic, but I would say that this year we will probably have a top 5 draft pick when we can't beat the Broncos.
Oh, that's an interesting place to jump to, and I don't think it's wrong necessarily to jump to that. Although the thing I'd say is what we've seen from the Packers' schedule this year is if they had kept Aaron Rodgers, the schedule laid out very, very friendly this year, right? I mean, there was not a single game up until, I don't know, is it at Lions that the Packers, if Aaron Rodgers was their quarterback, they would not have been an underdog in any game until at Lions in whatever that is, week 9. So, I mean, Jason, to me, if they lose to the Broncos, it doesn't really matter because I don't see how any win or loss matters this year as much as it is are we seeing Jordan Love continuing to get reps, continuing to get the opportunity to be better?
Yeah, well, I agree, but I'm talking about how fans...
Oh, yeah. No, I understand that.
My opinion doesn't change.
Now, theoretically, right, I think you and I both want to see a lot more Aaron Jones, and if there's a lot of Aaron Jones coming off his 3 or 4 weeks that he's had off, and they still don't win, like, again, that it doesn't mean that much. Maybe the thing we're trying to see most, and I like Kyle's take on this after Jason's, is this year mostly about figuring out, because Jordan, I don't see, Jason, how Jordan Love's not the quarterback next year. Is this year more likely about figuring out who the defensive coordinator is next year than it is about figuring out who the quarterback is next year?
Well, all right. First of all, I agree with you. I don't see a way that he's not the quarterback next year either. I've believed the whole time that this was a 2-year audition, and I know Tausch was ready to give him a contract extension after 2 games, and I was not, and we argued vehemently on the show about it. But the bottom line is, I've always thought that this was a 2-year fact-finding mission. And if they can get midway through year 2, which would be next season, and he's playing really well, and their offense is productive, and they're winning games, then I think he'll get a long-term extension. So I still don't think he's getting an extension this year. They're not going to make that commitment. They wouldn't give him the 5th-year option for a reason. And when the guy who drafted him says, that's a lot of money to give a guy who's never played, that tells you that they wanted to see a lot more, and they have not seen nearly enough to this point to know. So to me, this is all about figuring that out. Now, in terms of what else is about figuring it out, look, their defense against a inept offense that does have some good players on it in Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams did more than its part to win the game, right? We can't deny that. That was a game the defense played well enough for them to win. I want to see what they do the rest of the way, because just because they did it against the Raiders, and I've never been a Jimmy Garoppolo believer, just because they did it against the Raiders does not mean that suddenly Joe Barry has figured things out and they're going to be good enough. So yes, I think the rest of the season, I never thought this was going to be a playoff season. I still won't rule it out given how bad the NFC is, if they can get things figured out and they get a healthy Aaron Jones on the field. But their defense, to me, is what I want to find out more and more about. In addition, it's the parallel track with the find out more about Jordan Love train. The other track is, are they going to be satisfied with whatever this defense is that Joe Barry continues to run it, or will there be a change after the season's over?
We'll have more with Jason Wilde, including his take on Aaron Rodgers being paid millions, as being reported with Pat McAfee, and I have a little insight there as well. By the way, T. Higgins active, David Njoku active, and Elijah Mitchell active in the early games. Let's go inactive keys that just came out. Tank Dell from Houston and Chase Claypool in his first game with the Dolphins inactive on the early games. More with Jason Wilde as we continue. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
I cannot imagine that there's any way that he missed the game because he's unhappy that the game was on turf. I think that's preposterous to me.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30.
I thought they looked great. I got to be honest, I think that's what I kind of expected from the Packers.
Presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Also sponsored by Construction Business Group and Island Resort and Casino.
One call, that's all. That's Gruber Law Offices, but don't think that one call, that's all means that they're lightly taking what you're doing. One call, that's all means that your burden's gone, that your stress is gone, that after that one call, they're going to do whatever it takes. That includes going to the Supreme Court of the state of Wisconsin, which they did for a friend of mine, because that's how Gruber Law Offices has become what they are. That's how they support the teams, the philanthropic organizations, the events that you care about so much, because over 35 plus years, they've helped tens of thousands of Wisconsinites when they are injured. So if you or a loved one is ever injured, remember, one call, that's all with Gruber Law Offices.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Announcing the former All-Star Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek. And the former John Paul's Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters. Greg Cunis was recently named Time Magazine's Wisconsin Automotive Dealer of the Year. Plus, Cunis dealerships have been awarded Top 100 Best in the U.S. by the Automotive News the past 9 years. Our mission is to bring the Cunis Auto Group's unequaled customer satisfaction and service to our friends in the greater Milwaukee area. Cunis Milwaukee Buick GMC stores have the area's largest pre-owned car, truck, and SUV inventory with over 3,000 vehicles available on lot or online and always at a price and payment you can afford. And all new and pre-owned Cunis vehicles come with our exclusive no-fear lifetime warranty coverage at no extra charge. So buy like a champion at the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek, 7020 South 27th Street, or Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, 3615 South 108th Street. Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters.
Hey, this is Gary Ellison for my good friends at the Jewelry Center. It's the only place I go when I'm looking to get some new jewelry. Dean and his team are always friendly and know just what I'm searching for when I stop by. I may not always know what type of jewelry I want, but the professionals there sure do. Plus, if I need repairs on watches or other jewelry, the Jewelry Center does that too. Find the Jewelry Center in Burlington, Brookfield, and Greenfield, or shop their entire collection online, including their popular Lightbox lab-grown diamonds at shoptjc.com.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale, October 13th through the 16th, and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 40% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Exergen thermometers are proven to be more accurate than non-contact thermometers, and with children going back to school, keeping them healthy is important. Clinical studies have proven that non-contact thermometers are inaccurate and can miss fevers. Accuracy matters. That's why the Exergen thermometer is trusted and used by medical professionals and is backed by over 100 clinical studies. Exergen thermometers are available at Walmart and other participating retailers. Choose a trusted and accurate thermometer for personal use. Learn more about why accuracy matters at Exergen.com. That's Exergen.com.
DA got that
Go, Bessie. Can't with these cause they messy. Go.
Jason Wilde is brought to you by Boucher Automotive, where we ride with you every mile. 18 dealerships, 15 brands, and thousands of vehicles in stock. Check them out at Boucher.com.
Hey, shorty, she gon' ride, she gon' die for me. Yeah, I know all my they gon' slide for me. I be going up when you going down on me. When I come through, I got the 4 pound on me. Every time I'm on the scene, I be tooling up.
Tennessee gets the ball back, down 5, a chance to take the lead. Ryan Tannehill downfield, intercepted by the Ravens. So in a game that's starting to feel like nobody wants to win, the Ravens now have the ball back, 18-13 lead. About 2/3 of the way through the third quarter in London. 18-13. Ravens lead the Titans in a game that feels like one of these teams should be the 1 seed in the AFC and losing to the other team. I don't know which team is which, because I feel like both the Ravens and the Titans have been the 1 seed in the AFC and lost their first playoff game of the year. So that's what I'm going with there. As the Ravens are across midfield, just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter in London. So, Jason, I mentioned it. The report comes out this week. Pat McAfee says he's paid Aaron Rodgers million to be on the radio show. As his former radio show, are you kind of angered that you chose not to pay him millions, and maybe that's why you don't have him on the show still?
That is a decision that was definitely above my pay grade. No, I'm not angered by it at all. If we're being completely honest, some of the things that have played out over the years on that show would have made me uncomfortable, and I would have pushed back on him a lot harder than he was pushed back on. But what it really made me think about was just how much fun and how much I enjoyed those 4 years. And I tell people this all the time, and sometimes they believe me and sometimes they don't, but you're the one who forced me to do it. I initially told you I couldn't. I wanted him to do that show with Homer, and I said, no, I have to cover this guy. If he throws 3 interceptions in the game, I've got to be able to criticize him. And you said, no, you're doing this. And I've always been incredibly indebted to you for making me do that because, and this is my other favorite part of the story, and we used to, every Tuesday in my office at Lambeau, it was great. And I have some great memories, and the girls have some great memories of bringing them a birthday cake every December. But my favorite thing of all time during that period was the very first show we did. And he walked in, and he said, I know, Jay, I know your ethics matter to you. I don't want you to ever give me a question ahead of time. I don't want you to ever be afraid to ask me a question. Whatever you dish out, I can take it. I know your ethics are important. I don't want you to have to compromise those. So bring whatever you got to bring at me. I can handle it. And the only time, and the other two things that I would bring up from memories from that time, one would be he was so pissed about the replacement officials and them losing on the Fail Mary. It's the only time he showed up extremely early for the show so he said, yep, notepad. I'm like, of course, I'm a reporter here. And he wrote down notes. So he had talking points that he wanted to make sure he got off his chest. And if you remember, he went after the commissioner for not getting the refs back. And they ended up coming back like a day later. And then the other time was when there was a rumor that he was gay.
Yep. And
the Packers PR department got involved in it. And there was a PR guy who was basically saying, all right, well, here's how I think you should handle it. I think you should just laugh it off and say, no, I like girls. And it's the only time in those 4 years that we talked ahead of time about any sort of topic. And all these people are kind of telling him what to say. And Aaron asks, he says, Jay, what do you think? I said, no. What do you think you should say? This is your question. How do you want to handle it? This is your life. And I'll never forget it. He said, I'm not gay. But what if I was? These people that have been spreading this rumor are doing it because they want me to feel bad about who I am. If that's truly who you are, then how do you feel that these people are trying to make it feel to you like you're less of a person, that you shouldn't be comfortable in who you are? And I said, that's what you should say. And then the PR guy said, well, then you're going to be like Chris Kluwe, who was a punter for the Vikings and who had kind of become like this spokesman for the LGBTQ community and how the NFL wasn't accepting enough. And I said, no. Anybody asks you follow-up questions, you just get to say, hey, I said how I feel about this. This is not a topic that I need to address all the time. I told you how I feel. I was very clear about how I feel. And then, we get on the air, and he took the advice of that PR person, and I'll never forget it. We got done with the show, and we would sit in my office after every show for 45 minutes to 2.5 hours, depending on the week. And I remember we took off our headphones, and I was like, we completely blanked that up. And he shook his head and said, I should have said what I said to you. And that is my greatest regret of our time doing the show, because we would have been on the right side of history, and he had a great opportunity to do that, and he allowed somebody who gave him bad advice to talk him out of it. And
it was legitimately how he felt. It wasn't like, it wasn't like you or some PR spin for him. It was him actually the thoughtful person that I think we both see him as, really giving, his thoughts on this, which the non-nuanced answer was the one he gave, which is, I love girls. Don't worry about it. And then it did, as the PR person said, it kind of ended it, right? And so I'm with you there, and such interesting insight. And I think the one thing I want to add to that is that I think, Aaron Rodgers never left us because he wanted more money or anything like that. And he never went to Pat McAfee for money. He went to Pat McAfee for no money. It's just that Pat McAfee has chosen to give him that money because of how appreciative he is to what Aaron Rodgers has meant to Pat McAfee and his friends who he has his company with, and how he has changed their lives. So I think it can be true that Aaron Rodgers has said he wasn't getting paid to do the McAfee show, which he wasn't. And then McAfee did choose after the fact to pay him extensively for it. So, Jason, one quickie before we let you go. Talk talk to me about what our Detroit Lions are, and talk to me about what you think our Chicago Bears are and our Minnesota Vikings are. They're, two of them are playing each other today. What do we think this division is, with the Bears coming off a surprising win and the Lions looking like a consistently, I don't know, I want to say as dominant as they were against the Packers, but a consistently upper-level NFC team?
Yeah, I think the Lions are the top of the second tier of the NFC. I still think the 49ers and the Eagles are pretty clear-cut better than them. After that, the other three teams in the NFC North aren't very good. They're varying degrees of not very good. And I don't know what the future holds for the Bears. They obviously went through an incredibly tumultuous period. I was surprised by the way they played that Thursday night football game and actually seemed to know what they were doing. I'm eager to see if they can sustain that. I'm not a Eberflus believer. It does seem like they're still in disarray, but they moved on from Chase Claypool. That got him out of the locker room. I'm eager to see what they do moving forward. But the Vikings, I said from the beginning, they were 11-0 in one-score games last year. This year they started with 3 one-score games, and they lost them all. And they looked to me like a team that was trying to rebuild after a 13-4 season, which I have never seen before. I did see yesterday Adam Schefter had that Kirk Cousins is not inclined to waive his no-trade clause and that he plans to stay with the Vikings all season. I know Tausch has suggested that he would be traded, and maybe that will still happen. But, the Vikings, for a team that went 13-4, I've never seen a team that had that much success, even though they went ridiculously undefeated in one-score games, be in a position like they are this season. They do not look like a very good team, and now without Justin Jefferson, they're really in big trouble.
There you have it. Jason Wilde at Jason J. Wilde. You could read more about his Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers assessment in the Wisconsin State Journal, and listen to Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon every single weekday. Thanks as always, Jason.
Of course, Craig. Take care. Be good.
There he is, Jason Wilde. We have our 7 at 11 coming up. Remember, Palermo's is Wisconsin's hometown pizza. Palermo's making great tasting pizza, including Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, Screamin' Sicilian, locally for over 55 years. Wisconsin's hometown pizza. You're going to eat pizza. Why not support a local, incredible company that's supporting your community like Palermo's? They are in the freezer section at your local grocery store. We will hit a little Palermo's with Sunday Night Football tonight. I don't know exactly, but Palermo's is always part of a football Sunday, as it should be for you. Our 7 at 11 coming up next. By the way, the Ravens insist on not having Mark Andrews in their goal line lineup, and they keep getting stopped. So now it'll be another Justin Tucker field goal for you, which I believe is good for your fantasy team, Kyle, which will be his 5th field goal of the day, but it'll remain a one-score game as the Ravens lead the Titans 21-18, 12:49 to go in the fourth quarter. So still a one-score game. Titans getting the ball back down 21-13. 7 at 11 coming up next. Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Greg Scalzo for Smart Spaces. How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
Really looking at the entire space holistically. The environment, the walls, ceilings, lighting, flooring, furniture, technology, along with acoustics.
To conceptualize how the end users are going to interact with the room, from the furniture all the way down to the AV, having that work seamlessly within the environment and often hiding within the furniture.
Let Smart Spaces transform your business today. Visit smartspaceswi.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of Right Choice Tax Resolution and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. Why do so many people live years with back tax problems? You didn't file one year because you were sick or thought you couldn't pay. Then next year you didn't file again. Soon you think you can't file. You do things that don't make sense or may be illegal. Don't bury your head in the sand and hope the problem will go away. It will only get worse unless you make the right choice and step up to get them off your back. Do you want your paycheck garnished, a lien on your house, your passport revoked, or your bank account wiped out? We help reduce or eliminate penalties, negotiate payment plans, and file back tax returns. My latest book has advice on what to do to avoid trouble with the IRS. Make the right choice. Go to rightchoicetax.us to book a call or in-person meeting right now. We know you want to take the first step in getting the IRS off your back so you can live again. That's rightchoicetax.us.
Prost! Matt and Katie here from Milwaukee Pretzel Company.
I'm so excited to talk about my favorite season.
Christmas?
No, Oktoberfest. That magical, gemütlich kite-filled time in autumn when friends and family cozy up under the glow of string lights with music, beer, sausage.
And pretzels.
Of course with pretzels.
It's why we're giving 25% off any online order with the code PROST25.
That's PROST25 at MilwaukeePretzel.com.
But only for a limited Stein.
Okay, you need to stop doing that.
Don't get salty.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Aside from a house or a car specifically, what is the most expensive thing you own? Wendy?
A car.
Name an animal with 3 letters in its name.
Alligator. Name something that's better than being rich.
Poor. Besides a bird, something in a bird cage.
Hamster.
Something that comes with a summer storm.
Snow.
Something Russia's famous for, Bob.
Russians.
Something a burglar would not want to see when he breaks into a house. Rob!
Nucky Grandma!
Reason you might stay indoors on a beautiful day.
Because it's raining?
Name something you might buy that could turn out to be phony.
Yeah, a horse.
Name a time that most people get up.
In the morning.
A time most people go to bed.
At night.
This is the 7 at 11 on Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin.
I mentioned that we're at 21-13, Ravens leading. What I didn't mention to you is who is in at quarterback for the Tennessee Titans.
Who's that quarterback, Craig? What happened?
Well, what we have going on here is Malik Willis in at quarterback for the Titans after a Ryan Tannehill injury. It appears to be a right ankle injury, is what I am reporting. Nobody else, I don't want to confirm this, but he is on the cart. Ryan Tannehill on the cart, being carted to the locker room. Malik Willis in the game for the Tennessee Titans. It is a one-score game in London, 21-13. Ravens lead the Titans. 5 Justin Tucker field goals.
End of an era. The Tannehill era comes to an end today. If he's hurt the way that you just report, you make it seem like, and he looked pretty disappointed. Looks like he looks hurt. Like
I don't know. I mean, if Malik Willis can get this game to overtime or win this game or something, I don't know that we've seen anything from Malik Willis in any of his other opportunities to make us think that in a quarterback-rich draft coming up, that Malik Willis is a guy that the Tennessee Titans would commit to.
I know, but here's the thing. I look at Ryan Tannehill, and that is my worst fear. And I understand that Ryan Tannehill's not a bad quarterback, but he's just not a championship-type quarterback, and that has probably been a reason why, they have not been to a Super Bowl. They
haven't been to an AFC championship game. Yeah, I think the thing you're saying, I agree with. I like a Ryan Tannehill as my quarterback if it's not on a second or third contract. Like if it's on like a Brock Purdy contract and you get Ryan Tannehill play, I think that can work.
Well, he wasn't good in Miami.
I'm saying, but you can build. I'm saying the way Ryan Tannehill became. Like if you can get like a middle of the pack quarterback play at very little dollars, then you have a chance to build something around him. But if you have to pay him nowadays $40 million, you have to pay Daniel Jones all that money, and you're not going to get above average quarterback play, then it makes it really hard to be a competitive NFL team.
I just don't want Jay Love to be that. Like, I don't want him to be that. I want him to be better than what Ryan Tannehill is.
Yeah, and I believe he will be.
Oh, that's good. That's good. 'Cause you didn't feel that way a year ago. A year ago today in October, you didn't feel that way. So
I'm telling you, Jordan Love, while everyone else is disappointed, he has impressed me so much with what he's done to this point, even if right now it doesn't look great. Malik Willis, to me, doesn't look like Jordan Love, like that polished, what I see from Jordan Love. I think he is far ahead of Malik Willis, who now has a fourth down, and it looks like they are going to, I guess they're going to punt the ball away as the Ravens have the ball. All right, Wisconsin. Ooh, I don't want to tease anything. College football was played yesterday, and I'll just say it. The Wisconsin Badgers, we know, have been to 21 consecutive bowl games.
All right, I see where we're going here.
21 consecutive bowl games.
Can you do something for me?
Which is pretty amazing. I mean, we could say like, oh, they've never been to the CFP. They never went to the BCS championship or the CFP championship. We could say what they have not been. But under Paul Chryst, they achieved. Under Brett Bielema, they achieved. Under Barry Alvarez, they achieved. Incredibly consistent. Even Gary Anderson, right? They must have made bowl games there too. 21 consecutive bowl games, which make them third in all of college football in the nation in terms of the longest streak of playing in a college bowl game. That is amazing for this program that had been to very few bowl games before Barry Alvarez, right? There were like 3 games. There was like a New Jersey Bowl and a Rose Bowl in 63. And this team now has been to 21 consecutive bowl games. Besides Wisconsin, who are the 7 teams that have been to the most consecutive bowl games?
All right, I'm going to go throw one out there. I mean, let's go with...
and this is impossible to run the table.
It is impossible?
So you know. But I'm saying there's obvious ones, but it's going to be impossible to run the table.
Okay, so let's go Alabama.
Alabama is number 4 on the list.
With how many?
So they have 19 consecutive bowl games, less than the Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin is more of a fixture in bowl games than Alabama.
And this doesn't include like Ohio State could not go to a bowl game. So would that break their streak? Or
it would. If you're saying that Ohio State had a situation where they couldn't go to a bowl game, that would in fact break their streak.
All right, so let's go with Clemson.
Clemson Tigers, 18 consecutive bowl games. We're talking from 2005 to 2022. So they are 5th. And for the purposes of our list, because Wisconsin's not included, Alabama's 3rd, Clemson's 4th. So you have 2 of the 7.
All right,
because we're not counting the Badgers. We're not giving you a free one on the Badgers.
No, this is tough because I don't believe they fired their coach, but I don't think they had a bad enough year not to go to the not to go to the bowl game. Georgia
has been to a bowl game every year from 1997 to 2022, which is 26 consecutive years, which puts them number 1 on the list. Well done, Kyle. You have Georgia 1. Alabama, who the Badgers are ahead of at number 3, and Clemson 4, because the Badgers are actually the 3rd largest streak in the country of consecutive bowl games.
All right, so this is tough because I believe they went to a bowl game last year, but I don't know because they were not good. Oklahoma.
Yeah, they were one of those. I feel like they were losing in national championships. They were making the Final Four. They've actually been to bowl games 24 consecutive years, putting them number 2 on the list. So the only teams ahead of Wisconsin are actually Georgia and Oklahoma. And then let's add Bama and Clemson to the list. There are 3 more names that we're looking for you to complete the 7 at 11, which I said is not possible.
Okay, so this is tough because this, you know what? I'm going to throw this one out there because I think they've been to a lot of bowl games. And there's 2 teams on this list that I'm thinking about and I'm not 100% sure about. Let's just throw it out. Boise State.
Boise State is not on the list.
Where are they at? What number?
I don't know. Let's see.
I feel like they... Oh, man.
I mean, if Boise State had a bad year, would I know? All right. So here's Boise State's bowl games. They have been in No, they weren't in 21 or 20.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Man, I know they sucked. Crap.
They were in, but they were in. That's impressive, by the way, Kyle. They were in 07. Wow. Oh my God, Kyle, you would have. They were in 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then they weren't in 20 or 21.
Shucks.
That was pretty impressive, though.
Well, yeah, I have some other teams I could throw out there, but I feel like there's a sneaky team in there, and one of the sneaky teams I didn't choose. This was fun. I like this list because I feel like there's some teams in. It's so hard. You don't know when a team has a down year, and so many teams get in trouble and they get, they have to deal with penalties and they can't do it. But this was fun. I like this.
Which opens it up for you to call right now, 800-990-ESPN. It's 800-990-3776. Looking for the longest consecutive streaks in college football of making a bowl game in honor of Wisconsin being number 3 overall on this list. We have Georgia, Oklahoma, Alabama, and Clemson as the top 4 outside of the Badgers. Looking for 3 more. You can give a call now and try to guess your guess. Longest consecutive bowl game streaks for teams other than Wisconsin. 800-990-ESPN. That is 800-990-3776. We'll take your calls as we roll on. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Ah, fall, a time for sweaters, for hot chocolate, for apple picking, and for red-hot action on the diamond.
That one back towards the wall. That one is gone.
Catch playoff baseball all fall long right here on 94.5 ESPN.
Young, what a play by Young to second for one. They get a double play.
Major League Baseball on ESPN Milwaukee is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com/radio.
Hey, this is Gary Ellison for my good friends at the Jewelry Center. It's the only place I go when I'm looking to get some new jewelry. Dean and his team are always friendly and know just what I'm searching for when I stop by. I may not always know what type of jewelry I want, but the professionals there sure do. Plus, if I need repairs on watches or other jewelry, the Jewelry Center does that too. Find the Jewelry Center in Burlington, Brookfield, and Greenfield, or shop their entire collection online, including their popular Lightbox lab-grown diamonds at shoptjc.com.
When you need electrical service, choose the company other companies call. Current Electric has been energizing and illuminating lives in the southeastern Wisconsin area since 1983. They have earned the trust of businesses like Bauer Sign and Lighting, Midas, and Take 5 Car Wash. With 40 years of 5-star service under their belt, they are sure they can earn your trust too. Whether you need residential or commercial work completed or are interested in solar or generators, call the superheroes at Current Electric. Visit callcurrent.com.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
The Ewald family of dealerships is proud to introduce Ewald Volkswagen of Menominee Falls. Get ready to shop the easy way. We make it easy to save on your favorite VW models with the lowest prices guaranteed. We make it easy to go farther too with Ewald's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. So it's easy to see why you want to go to the Falls. Ewald Volkswagen on Main Street in Menominee Falls. Go to ewaldvw.com today.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day Weekend, Labor Day Weekend, Nitro Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance.
no matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
What is dedication?
People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike and you didn't? I just created an environment where they taught themselves, and all I had to do was be there.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
The ones that hate me the most look just like me. You tell me what that means. Make a slick comment and see what that brings. I seen it go down, we can reenact things. Extreme like BMXing. These boys and they people in the city see the movement occurring and say, my God, I want to be in that scene. Damn right you want to
With Craig Carmenson on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Tyler Hero in the house. That's the name of the song. Not actually. Tyler Hero's not here. But Tyler Hero did say he's buying a Dame Lillard jersey. Did you see that?
Yeah. Maybe we should give him one.
That's crazy. I love that. That is a confidence level of like that's crazy.
I mean, that's that. I don't like that generation. This new generation is different.
Yeah, I'm not saying that
I'm going to buy a jersey of my.
I'm not saying that he actually would buy the jersey, but like for him, like I think it was just more. It's not like he's actually fanboying on Dame Lillard. I think it's more like I was supposed to be traded for dude, and it's kind of cool that he's in my hometown team, and I'm gonna act like I'm a little bit above it by being like, yo, I'd buy a Bucks jersey, a Bucks Dame Lillard jersey.
I like to see them trade one, like after a game.
Oh, that would be nice.
It's early in the season.
Yeah, because I mean, it was a given, I think, in most circles that Tyler Hero was going to be traded for Dame Lillard. By the way, Mark Andrews ends up taking a direct snap on third down. It was 3rd and 1 for the Baltimore Ravens. I think they should actually review that. I think he clearly got the first down. They're marking it as 4th down. The Ravens can kick the field goal, which would put them up, which would ice the game. And they certainly have the field goal kicker who could do it. The Titans called a timeout. John Harbaugh is arguing about the spot. Justin Tucker is readying to kick the field goal. It is 4th and inches. It'll be interesting to see if they throw the challenge flag and look at the spot based on where Mark Andrews actually ends up. He took the spot instead of, in like a direct, not a shotgun, a direct snap. Instead of Lamar Jackson, he took the snap and to me appeared to clearly have the first down when his knee touches.
Why do you... Lamar Jackson is the greatest runner in the NFL right now, one of the greatest runners of all time in NFL. Why not just let him get the ball and do something creative and get you a yard? I don't understand that.
I mean, I think it's 1 yard forward, and rather than take a hard hit, I think the thought was just push the pile, do the brotherly shove, the Baltimore version of the brotherly shove that the Eagles do, get the first down, and be out of here. Tucker is on the field.
Kick it.
Harbaugh is holding the challenge flag in his hand. He's literally holding the red challenge flag in his hands while Tucker is on the field getting ready to kick the field goal. He is talking to the people in the booth. I think what he's deciding, and I think Malik Willis being in this game instead of Ryan Tannehill factors into this. Tucker is lining up to kick the field goal. Harbaugh still has it in his right hand. He's putting it in his pocket. Oh, nope, it's still not in his pocket. He's still holding it. Andrews is talking to him now, telling him he should throw the flag.
No, it's you.
Andrews is getting ready. Tucker is getting ready to kick the field goal. It'll be a 36-yarder, his 5th field goal of the game.
It guarantees you points on this drive. You never know what could happen. It could be a fumble, and I mean, right now the game's over. Ooh, it's over because there's no way Malik Willis is gonna throw an interception or have some type of turnover, and you're iced the game. So the game is out of reach now. It's an 11-point game with 4 minutes and 16 seconds left. The game is over.
6 Justin Tucker field goals and a Justin Tucker mixed extra point on a touchdown has the Ravens at 24 points. That is not the way you expect. If you see the Ravens have 24 points today, I think you would be pretty sure that the 24 points are 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Not today. 6 field goals, a missed extra point, and a touchdown for the Ravens. They lead the Titans 24-13, 4:18 to go. Well, we were just talking about Tyler Hero because it is the day, finally, the day that Bucs fans have been waiting for, like Christmas morning. And I'm not talking about NBA Christmas. I'm talking about when you get to see that thing for the first time that you've been dreaming of for a long time. Yes, I'm talking about Dame Lillard and Giannis on the court together at Crypto.com Arena in LA Live, Los Angeles, California. Kyle, tell me your feelings about the day finally being here.
Yeah, no, I'm excited just to see these guys on the court together because it's what we envision, but I'm not like overly excited because it's only preseason. So I'm not expecting to see anything but Giannis and Dame maybe play about 15 minutes and that's about it. The real juice comes when they play the 76ers to open up the regular season where it actually means something. The guys are going out there playing 100%. Today is just going to be toying around, having fun out there, just getting your reps in where 2 weeks from now, I believe, or is it next week? Is it next week? The 26th is next week, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Next week. That's when it matters.
It's the 15th right now, so it's like a week and a half.
Yeah, a week and a half.
Yeah.
So yeah, which is next week, is it not? I mean,
if you're saying this week is Sunday through Saturday, then I'll go with that as next week.
Was it Sunday start the week? Is that
sure.
a new week? I mean,
absolutely. Not a debate we need to go.
I was just saying.
So I disagree with you on this whole thing. It's interesting. To me, this is the most exciting preseason game that we've had because it's not like, oh, let's wait till the regular season. It really is. Let's see what it's like for Dame and Giannis to be on the court together. Let's see how they're running pick and rolls. Let's see how Chris Middleton and Brooke play off of Dame Lillard. Let's see like how this all works together. Like to me, I know this isn't regular season or postseason intensity, but I'm super excited to see what this offense looks like and what this team looks like with Dame Lillard. And to see if Dame is going to pull up from 30 feet. I don't think we've ever had a Bucs player pulling up from 30 feet, right?
Only a heave and a panic heave.
Right. I mean, Brooke Lopez does have some 4-point plays on his, like where they used to call them 4-pointers, where he's standing like 2 steps back from the line. But I think we're talking about a whole nother level of what we're talking about here with Dame Lillard. So I'm not like you. I'm not like, oh, let's wait till opening night. Tonight, to me, has me excited to see what this offense looks like, see how this team flows. Yeah. Not that I'm expecting everything to be right, but just to see like if they're running any different stuff. Like I think it's be really exciting to see Dame and Giannis and Chris and Brooke all on the court.
Sounds
together.
like you're anticipating this more than you anticipated Jordan Love's preseason.
Yes.
Which one had more juice for you?
No, I mean Jordan Love. We had seen him in the preseason, years and years. Like that was nothing new.
As the starter, like as the guy,
right? But Aaron Rodgers never played in the preseason.
But being the guy, it's a little bit different. Like this year, I would say the preseason was for me. I was excited to see Jordan Love as the quarterback in the preseason game versus today. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm excited to see Dame finally don that jersey and walk on the court and play with Giannis. But it's like, you're not going to be able to watch them the whole time. And you think they're not going to go, they're going to go 100%, but you're not going to.
Yeah, when you're playing basketball, it's not, you're out there playing. Like, I watched the Lakers Golden State game the other night. And I went to the Lakers game the other night. They're playing. Sure, they're not like.
So I should put more into this.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to come away like with a little hop in your step of like, yo, I saw some things. And like, even if they're not like polished in what they're going to be, yeah, I think you're going to be into it.
All right, well, sounds good. Well, I look forward to watching
that game. Is on ESPN tonight.
It's on ESPN, not Bally Sports.
Yep, it's on ES.
Even better.
Yeah, on ESPN tonight, 6 o'clock local start. Bucks and the Lakers. A lot more to talk about, including what's going to happen as Malik Willis is driving the Titans down the field under 3 minutes to go in London. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Here in Wisconsin, a good old-fashioned is an important way of life. And that's where my friends at Perky's Old Fashioned come in. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to tell you about the easiest way to put together an old-fashioned. Perky's offers both brandy and bourbon old-fashioned mixes. And get this, the booze is already in there. Just add the soda of your choosing, and you'll have Grandma Perky's old-fashioned in the palm of your hand. Perky's is locally made and great for get-togethers of all kinds. Get perked up and head to perkysspirits.com for your nearest Perky's location.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
What are we having for dinner? At Cousin Subs, we have a simple answer for this age-old question. A family 4-pack, of course. Now at participating Cousin Subs locations, you can get any 4 classic or deli fresh subs or subs in a bowl and 4 chips or regular fries for the limited time only price of $30 plus tax after 4 p.m. You heard that right. Feed your entire crew for just $30. Order in store at cousinsubs.com or via our app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Football guy.
My biggest criticism of what they did from a roster building perspective is that they gave him no one of experience to throw to. No one.
Football guy.
Yeah, I just think that this team is better than what they put out there on Monday. I am not buying all this. I get they're young.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day Weekend, Labor Day Weekend, Nitro Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Get y'all mushed, smushed. Yeah, 21. The biggest. Put it in the chicken wing.
21, can you do something for me?
21.
Can you hit a little rich flex for me?
It's Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
21.
21? We're looking at our 7 at 11. We're not going 21. We have 3 answers still remaining on our 7 at 11, which we need to get back to. Looking for the teams in college football with the largest consecutive streak of being in bowl games. Outside of the Badgers, who are actually number 3 on the list, which is unbelievable. 21 consecutive bowl appearances for the Wisconsin Badgers, which is just incredible. Let's go Georgia 1. Oh, my God. We're about to witness. Oh, my gosh. I know. I didn't start him today, and he didn't do much today. So we are not being very descriptive as we just watched Tyjae
Don't even know his name. You just signed him.
Tyjae Spears. I didn't know him in college, though. I got to be honest.
I didn't know him either.
He went to Tulane. Tyjae Spears, who had 4 carries, 15 yards, and no receptions until that screen pass from Malik Willis that he just took 48 yards inside the 10-yard line down to the 5-yard line, where for some reason the Titans then used their last timeout. I don't know if there was an injury or something that caused them to use their last timeout. So 1:46 to go. Titans trail by 2 scores, 11 points. They're down to the 5-yard line. They have no timeouts remaining. So if they do score, it would be an onside kick situation. So I think what we're really looking at here, probably more than anything, are point spread implications for those of you who gambled on this game, that if the Titans get into the end zone, they likely cover the spread. If they don't, the Ravens cover the spread, because the idea of recovering an onside kick seems highly unlikely as Malik Willis is sacked. A flag down on the play. It might be a defensive hold, as the Ravens are getting very, very handsy in the secondary, and it is. We'll go half the distance to the goal line and have first down again. 1:41 to go, defensive holding on the Ravens. Titans trail 24-13 in the last of the London games. All right, so we have Georgia, Oklahoma, Alabama, Clemson. We are missing 3 schools who have the consecutive bowl records. The 3 schools are all in different conferences. The 3 schools are all in Power 5 conferences. The 3 schools, one of them you mentioned because you did not think they'd be on the list, and that team is a absolute powerhouse who is number 7 on this list. We got another sack by the Baltimore Ravens on Malik Willis. The other 2 teams are teams that end in the word state. Those are your clues. Okay?
Oh, I know them.
Okay? So they're in different conferences. They end in the word state. And actually, all 3 of them end in the word state.
All 3. So I know one is.
All 3 end in the word state. They're in 3 separate conferences, and they are 5, 6, and 7 in terms of largest bowl game consecutive streaks.
Wait a minute.
They all end in state.
Can I guess the states?
No, you can't. You can't guess. No, they all end in the word state.
Okay,
and you can't guess.
I feel like I'm shocked about one. I thought they had a bad run because they've had different coaches. Right?
There's a lot of teams that end in state.
Unless it can't be it.
Your opportunity to call now.
You got to call
800-990-ESPN. It's 800-990-3776. We right now are seeing Malik Willis inside the 5. Oh, he could have thrown it away. He decided to go, and he got back to the 2-yard line. Another flag down. The Ravens have had a lot of flags against them. I think this time the flag will be against Tennessee. 1:07 to go. All right, we'll see if anyone can get that 7-11. We have a lot going on as there's a full slate of NFL games that we haven't talked about. Badgers lose yesterday. By the way, what was the crowd like? Obviously it was not a lot. The crowd did not have a lot to cheer about, especially in the first half. So that is kind of difficult. You know, we've been a little critical of the Badger crowd and saying they've been a little too reactive. But there was definitely not much to cheer about yesterday at Camp Randall Stadium. As we said, 18 punts in the game, an injured Badger quarterback, no points in the first half. So there was absolutely not a lot to cheer about in that one for Wisconsin. But coming into the game, was there juice in the building, Kyle?
No, fans had their ups and their downs. And actually, people were standing a lot more this game.
Yep, okay.
Just because there was a lot of third downs offensively and defensively where you need to make a stop and the crowd felt like they need to get loud for. So it was a better environment.
Willis sacked yet again. It's now 2nd and goal, under a minute to go. Let's talk to Howard, semi-retired. You're on Sunday Karma. Morning, Howard.
Good morning.
All right, Howard, we're looking for
all
3 teams. They're all in different conferences. Who do you want to go with as your first one?
Pure guesses. Now, are you sure they're all in conferences?
It's a good question. I mean, who even knows these days what conferences are? But let's just go with your teams and we'll see who you got. Who's your first one?
The University of Southern California.
That does not.
That does not end with the word state. It's all schools that end with the word state.
I thought you meant they were in different states.
No. They all
end in state.
Thanks.
Oh,
yep.
Penn State.
Yep.
Penn State.
Than's for the call, Howard. That one is
Penn State. Now I got your word clear.
Yeah. Now
Okay.
you got it. Thanks for the call. So let's see. Both USC and Penn State. I know you're thinking that Penn State probably could have been one of them.
Well, no, because I felt like they definitely had a bowl ban with everything that happened with Jerry Sandusky.
Yeah. So, first of all, USC was not in a bowl game in 2020 or 2021. So they had back-to-back. And that's why people don't appreciate what the Badgers are doing, because 21 consecutive bowl games means that you didn't have any years that these power programs have all had. Penn State is on a nice little run. 2021, they played in a New Year's game, and 2022, they played in a New Year's game, but in 2020, they did not play in any bowl game. So that is that streak there. There are, and even besides that, by the way, Penn State did not play in a 2013, 12, I think that was likely the Sandusky ban. Titans kick the field goal. They're down 24-16. It is a 1-score game. Onside kick coming up for the Baltimore Ravens to try to receive the onside kick. If they do, they will advance to 4-2 atop the AFC North. We will keep you updated on that as we continue. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Everything will be okay, right, Aaron?
Listen, there's going to be growing pains. I have growing pains. We all go through it. He's going to be just fine.
Yep, Aaron Rodgers, green and gold voice of reason.
I would just say to the Packer fans, just take some deep breaths. Just trust this kid. He's a great kid. He cares about it. He's going to be around for a while, and they're going to get it fixed.
Your home for all things love. Jordan Love, 94.5 ESPN.
One call, that's all. Gruber Law Offices will take care of you or your loved one if anyone is ever injured. That's what Gruber Law Office has been doing for Wisconsinites for tens and tens of years. That's right, over 35 years, and over tens of thousands of people have been helped by Gruber Law Offices. That's how this family-owned, nationally recognized business has become one of the staples of this community, helping so many community organizations, supporting the teams you care about, and supporting the philanthropic events and organizations that you care about. So that's why if you are ever injured, remember, there's one company that stands behind one call, that's all. And that's Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragways 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author, and founder of the Neal Group, with over 40 years of experience helping businesses make money and keep it. 2023 is almost over. How are you doing? Do you even know how you are doing? Do you have money in the bank? Are you getting the advice you need to minimize your taxes and put more money in your pocket? Do your calls get returned and questions answered? We help you look at your numbers and understand what they mean. How would you like an extra $10,000 or $100,000 in your pocket? We can help you now, before the end of the year. Using tried and true strategies, we have helped countless businesses increase their profits and lower stress. Our Neil deal guarantees you'll increase your profit or you don't pay us. Really. If you want to get started on the road to making more money and having less stress, visit neilgroup.net right now. That's NEAL group.net. The first meeting is free to see if we can help. Again, neilgroup.net.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977. The Boucher Group has exciting news to share with you. We've expanded to better serve our community.
Introducing Nissan Lake Country, the newest addition to our family.
Step into our showroom and discover our exceptional selection of brand new Nissans.
We're also stocked with the best pre-owned options in the market.
And as we expand, we're not just growing our inventory, we're also growing our team.
So join a team that values your skills and celebrates your success.
Visit us online or in-store today and view our current job listings at bouchercareers.com.
It's that time.
Yes, it's finally here.
Craig makes his picks of the week.
You can bet the house on it.
Picks of the week on Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin. Presented by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
All right, Kyle, it's big things been happening in our Cover 5 pool, which people could jump in still. That's the thing about Cover 5, because you could be playing like 5-6 weeks and you could be at a negative. So, like, if people jump in now, they can have as good a chance to win as anybody. Go to download the Cover 5 app and go with KBN23 as the join code to play. This all brought to you by Palermo's Pizza with their Screamin' Sicilian I'm Stuffed crust pizza. If you think the artisan flavors and the artisan stuffed crust of a Screamin' Sicilian pizza is amazing, well, how about when you take that and then you throw the stuffing inside it? Every cheesy over top slice will leave you saying, I'm stuffed. Over 2.5 feet of cheese stuffed in the crust. 2.5 feet of cheese stuffed in the crust with the Screamin' Sicilian I'm Stuffed from Wisconsin's hometown pizza, Palermo's Pizza. Screamin' Sicilian, just one of their amazing, amazing brands. So, Kyle, how you doing on this Cover 5 as we look at the standings? Because I'm a positive 58 points. I am not feeling like I'm going to have to sit for 24 hours in a restaurant eating pancakes and waffles.
Yeah, no. Though a little pancakes and waffle put on that frame, you wouldn't be too bad to get you a little thick it up for the winter time.
I'm like 9 pounds overweight right now.
9
so
pounds
I gotta be
overweight. What do you listen to the BMI? What these doctors say?
No, just like of what I know my target weight is. I know I woke up this morning 9 pounds overweight.
You know what? It's the winter time. It's time to hibernate, baby. I'm doing fine. I feel good too as well. I'm right behind you. We're right in the middle of the pack as Alex Strofe is way behind at minus 54. I believe he's the only person in the negative. Ben Bruss is right ahead of him. So Alex Strofe, he has quite a ways to go.
Do you have Ben's score?
Ben's score is, I believe.
All right, you don't have it? Okay.
I didn't write down the number.
Okay.
But I can find it for you if you give me 10 seconds.
All right, I just wanted to see how close, because that is what we're playing for. The loser has to go 24 hours in a diner, and each hour can get knocked off the list by them eating a waffle or a pancake, but no phone. Outside of them being recorded for social media, they can't have any devices or anything to mess with.
Now, if I do lose this, and my device, I do have a phone. My phone needs to upgrade. Will this be something because it's a business thing and we're doing this for, our partner we're going to get involved as well? Will this be something where maybe GKB Wade want to give me a new cell phone as well?
No.
What do you mean? We got to have good. You can't have.
You've said your Android phone is great. You said your Android phone is all good.
It gets the job done. But, I think quality matters with this. So unless we have our good Tyler Giddings or Ryan Williams from our marketing team we have here, unless they come with me,
I think I sent.
Give me a new phone.
Yeah, no, they'll be with you. The team will be with whoever loses. Now, I saw a thing, I think I may have sent it to you, that it was a comedian saying that he, on a day-to-day basis, feels like he gets more racism because of the color of his texts than he does the color of his skin.
On a day-to-day basis, that is absolutely correct. I don't have to deal with too much racism in this world. Thank goodness I'm around a lot of good people. But when it comes to being green, boy, oh boy, if these green folks were real, they would be... they would have definitely a civil rights movement that they need to have come on.
All right, let's
Who's
look.
their Dr. King?
All right, by the way, are we going to finish this show without getting to our 3 last teams on our 7 at 11? We have 3 schools. They all end in state who are rounding out our top 7 of teams that have been to consecutive bowl games besides the Badgers, who've been to 21 straight, who are number 3. Removing the Badgers, we have Georgia 1, Oklahoma 2, Alabama 3, Clemson 4. Missing 3 other teams with state in their name. We know it's not Boise State. We know it's not Penn State. Missing numbers 5, 6, and 7 on the list. You can call now, 800-990-ESPN. It is 800-990-3776. But with that being said, let's look at these NFL matchups today, because I think there's in a weak slate of games, I would say, from an excitement. I heard the guys talking about it before us. I get that. I do think there's some fun matchups today. There's also some quarterbacks out, which to me are warping my cover 5 picks. Because I love San Francisco against my Browns today because no Deshaun Watson playing, although Deshaun Watson may be back next week. So I'll kick it off with their 49ers unbeaten, go to Cleveland. I know it's a great defense. I think it's a good test for Brock Purdy, but I'll take the 49ers minus 5.5.
Craig, as I'm looking at mine, you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I appreciate you giving me that tidbit there because I completely forgot that the the Browns do not have a quarterback right now. So you know what? I'm going to roll with you on that one. I had Washington going to Atlanta and them covering the minus 2.5, which I still think they can.
Well, now you're saying,
I agree with you.
Wait. On that Falcons Commanders game.
Yeah, I have a feeling that.
Do you know what Desmond Ritter's home record is?
I don't care what his record is. I've seen him. He's not very good.
Wait, have you ever seen him play at home?
Yeah, against the Packers.
And who won?
They came back and won. It wasn't because he was just this great quarterback, because the Packers' defense is trash and we couldn't get anything going. Desmond Ridder wasn't impressive.
He has never lost a game at home.
5-0 at home?
He has never lost a game in college or the NFL at home.
Okay. And probably high school, too. In middle school. Little tykes.
Never. Desmond Ridder, all he does is win when it comes to being on their home field.
Well, I decided against going with that one because you know what, Craig? Sometimes I got to listen to the experts. And, Craig, you are an expert when it comes to this. And I'm going to listen to you, and I'm going to follow your lead. And I'm taking San Francisco as well. I wanted to do it, but Cleveland has always burned me because they play tough, especially at home.
Well, let's stay on that theme of, I really was looking at quarterbacks this week, and I'm going to go to Sunday Night Football. Do you know who's playing quarterback for the Giants?
It would be Tyrod Taylor, the second ever black quarterback to start for the New York Giants, I believe it is.
Yep. And Saquon Barkley may play tonight.
He better play tonight. I don't have time for this,
but
he better play.
I'm going to take the Bills to blow this one out the door. It's 14 here. I believe the spread may be up to 15.5 in real life, but I'm going to take the Bills and lay 14.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go right down to another.
Daniel Jones being out. Not that Daniel Jones is so good, but that's even less of their playbook they have.
Tyrod Taylor is a serviceable backup. He's like the Gardner Minshew or the Andy Dalton, where he gets in there.
I love Tyrod Taylor as a backup.
And they just compete. They're good. And so I'm going to actually roll with New Orleans to cover the 1.5 at Houston. I think New Orleans carries that momentum from last week against the Patriots, and they go down to Houston and slow down C.J. Stroud and beat those Texans.
Well, I'm going to stay in New York, except we'll bounce to New Jersey there as the Jets host the Eagles. And that Eagles front seven, to me, is no joke.
No, really.
And Jets have 2 injuries. Both of their starting cornerbacks are out, including Sauce Gardner. So I'll take the Eagles -7.
I like that pick, but I'm going to go somewhere down to Jacksonville. Now, this may be a little bit dangerous, but I believe in Gardner Minshew. I believe in the running back by committee that they have down there. Really 2 good running backs with Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss. Young receiving starts. I think Indianapolis covers the 4 down in Jacksonville today.
Well, let's go stay in Florida then and talk about those Miami.
I feel like we need music. You want me to get some music here?
Yeah.
Like, here, let me go get the music for you here, Craig, because, I like this.
We have said Kyle is one of the better hosts at ESPN Wisconsin and one of the worst producers. And that's why 17 years into the show, he just thought maybe we should have NFL music in the back of our prediction segment.
Yeah, I got it. It's going to take me a little bit here.
Not a good producer. No one's ever accused him of being a good producer.
All this hate that I get.
It's not hate. It's just facts.
It's facts. Oh, you know what? Here,
you're a great producer.
Thank you.
You're such a good producer.
What happened to? I'm trying to find where I used to have the music at, Craig, and it looks like somebody moved it. They cleaned stuff up here.
It seems like that's something.
Who's cleaned this up?
It seems like that's something you think about before you're on the air and in the segment, not while you're on the air and in the segment. Just a little friendly advice. Let's stay in the state of Florida. It's another noon game, and it is a rookie quarterback going to Miami. Bryce Young and the Panthers to face the Miami Dolphins. I actually think this is a game where Jalen Waddle gets gone. The fact that they've had the year they've had, they've been as explosive as they had. Mostert gets the carries as, injuries have hit the Dolphins' backfield, but I will take the Dolphins and lay the 13.5 points here. Just feels like not that they're putting up 70 or 60, but I wouldn't be surprised if they put up 50 on the Panthers today. So I'll take the Dolphins 50-3 over the Carolina Panthers. Kyle?
As Kyle tries to multitask. 50-3. I don't know about that one. But the next one I have in here as I multitask and try to find some music for the last couple minutes of this show is I'm going to roll with Minnesota. So Minnesota goes.
That's gonna be my last game.
Goes down to They go down to Chicago, and they are going to win that football game. I don't think Chicago's that great. I do believe that. The Vikings are a much better football team than what we've seen. They're better than
we had no Justin Jefferson.
I'm not too concerned about that. So I'm going to roll with them on this one.
Well, right now that game is a 3-point spread. There we go.
Better late than never, baby.
3-point spread for the Justin Jefferson-less with his hamstring injury Minnesota Vikings going to Soldier Field to take on the Chicago Bears, coming off the win of the year for the Chicago Bears. Why was it the win of the year? Because it's their only win of the year for the Chicago Bears. But you know what that win did for them? That win put them in a tie for 3rd place in the division. And do you know what a win today would do against the Minnesota Vikings at home? It would put them only a half game out of 2nd in the NFC North. That is how bad this division is. And let's look at what the Bears have done, and specifically what Justin Fields has done over the last few weeks. He went out and played just an almost perfect first half. It was a Hail Mary on the last play of the first half. That was his only incomplete pass 2 weeks ago against Denver. He then goes on the road against the Commanders and plays well. You're talking about a guy in Justin Fields who has now rebounded from the game against the Kansas City Chiefs by completing 75% of his passes, 8 touchdowns, and only 1 interception in the last 2 weeks. 8 touchdowns, 1 interception in the last 2 weeks. Give me Justin Fields. Give me the Bears. Give me the Vikings retooling and rebuilding this year. I will take the Bears at home plus the 2.5 points.
And Craig, talk about retooling and rebuilding. I'm going to go with a team that it seems like they wanted to not retool or rebuild this year, but they wanted to look in the future. But for some reason, they find themselves competing with a guy that nobody thought could be a good starter. You know what team I'm talking about?
No.
I'm talking about the Arizona Cardinals. Not a great football team, but Joshua Dobbs has looked tremendously good. Well, I said tremendously better than what he looked like as a backup quarterback in Pittsburgh and other places as well. So I'm actually going to go with Arizona to go on the road and cover -6.5 just because I don't believe the Rams are that good of a football team, and I believe Arizona's been very competitive for the most part this year. So I think that they go and cover that spread at -6.5.
Yeah, only a minus 28 point differential for the Cardinals through 5 games, which is not bad. You know, they're 1-4, so they're not winning games, but the fact that they're only minus 28, I think that's a much better point differential than I think anyone would have thought for the Arizona Cardinals through the first 5 games.
Craig, before you leave, we got to know these 3 teams.
And I will give you 3 teams. I also want to tell you my other pick is the Arizona Diamondbacks to beat the Philadelphia Phillies in the NLCS, because no team has ever in the history of life eliminated the Milwaukee Brewers from the postseason and not gone to the World Series. And Arizona showed against the Los Angeles Dodgers that they have no business changing that streak. So let's take the Diamondbacks to upset the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League Championship Series, a team that seems like they're unstoppable right now in the Phillies, but we know how good the Diamondbacks are because we saw that up close. Number 5 on our list was Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, number 5.
I have Oklahoma State, Florida State, and the last one was Ohio State.
You got Ohio State, who was the last one. Number 6 was from the SEC.
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State. There you got it. Nicely done. There is your 7-11. Stay healthy, stay together, survive today, thrive tomorrow. Don't settle. You have been listening to Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin. Kyle, send us out.
Peace.
Wisconsin. This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Broommate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
If you are among the 6 million Americans living with Alzheimer's or care for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, there is free help and support available 24/7. Visit alz.org or call 800-272-3900.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
This is Monica from Kessler's Diamonds. Did you know that Sweetest Day is fast approaching?
And it's celebrated on Saturday, October 21st.
I'm telling you this because I think some of you may have forgotten what Sweetest Day is all about and might need a little reminder.
The first Sweetest Day was celebrated in October during the early 1920s by a group of confectioners who distributed over 20,000 boxes of chocolates to orphans, the elderly, and the poor.
Sweetest Day is celebrated primarily right here in Wisconsin and Michigan.
Sweetest Day is a day for showing affection with gifts, candy, or acts of kindness to those you care about and those who could use a little support.
I'm sure there's someone in everyone's life that could use a little affection, kindness, or support.
Stop into Kessler's and pick up some